So on today's video, I'll be answering questions you all sent me over the course of the week. You all sent amazing questions, but I won't lie, some of you actually came from me this time around. The rest of you to give very personal, but anyway, we're going to be giving answers to each and every of these questions. Let's get right into the video.
Sat in your car in my driveway. Where did we lose the time? We were just living for Fridays, when I could call you mine, when I could only see blue.
Sincerely speaking, I think my biggest ICK is being rude and disrespectful for no reason. It's a very bad attitude. I do not like. Why would you meet someone for the first time? Apart from meeting someone for the first time, why would you just be rude or disrespectful for no just reason? So it's already a turn off to me. Like, why should be doing that? So now, I can't do it. Sincerely speaking, my toxic trait is procrastination. Sometimes I know what to do, but I just feel kind of lazy sometimes doing them. We are working on that this year. We are getting to discipline ourselves in that area gradually. So yeah. Sincerely speaking, yes, but humanly speaking, I'm not one to easily give up on things. I cannot just start something and just all of a sudden I want to give up on it. But when it comes to content creating, it could be very, very exhausting sometimes. But when you get to remember your vision about it and why you started at first, you really don't want to give up. You just want to keep going. But yes, sometimes I just feel like giving up. But at the other hand, I really just started. And it's something I've always wanted. So now, giving up and creative are not in the same sentence. So we're not doing that. This question is really, it sounds really intentional. Well, to be very sincere, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of not giving up on myself, because it's different having an imagination or dream for something, and it's different starting up. So sometimes it could be difficult, but one just has to keep going. As I always say, the light at the end of the tunnel, so that is just it. Honestly speaking, I'm working on my life. I'm working on content creating as well. I'm just working on doing better and being more consistent with myself and content creating, because it's not easy. It's just they're just two different things. Of I want to create content and you're actually creating content. You're actually following up and you're actually being consistent. So consistency as a whole, when you come to them actually working on being consistent, because sometimes it can be very draining. You just think of, oh, what should I create? Oh, how can I go about it? It's just a whole lot, and being a new creator too could be so overwhelming. So yes, I'm actually working on consistency, and secondly, I'm working on shyness. I'm someone that I love the camera, and at the same time I'm actually shy. So I'm actually working on that aspect of my life. It's not easy, but I'm learning. So yeah. I don't know where this is coming from, but yes, I have. Sometimes deep within us, we always feel, or we actually know that this thing that is going on, I do not like it. I don't want it this way, but sometimes we just decide to ignore it and just stay. But now they're not doing that anymore. That was not anymore. So yeah. Actually, I prefer texting. Actually, like I prefer texting, no matter who, no matter what. But on the other hand, it depends on what we have to discuss about. God, I beg. This question is very funny. Oh God, I can't really remember when I cooked a terrible meal, but when I was in primary school, when I came back from school, I needed to make noodles. So I placed the noodles on fire and went out to eat. I don't know the result of that. Coming back, my indomie turns brown and the pot, I got so scared because obviously I'll be caught. I didn't know how else to wash the pots to avoid being caught. But yes, I did not eat it though, mind you. I mean, it was totally burnt, so I wasn't able to eat anymore. Well, I'm currently working on a whole lot of things. I can't really say I'm working on a particular thing. As you said, that people do not see. It is not ready to come to the light yet, but there are just a couple of things I'm working on. This question here sounds very, very familiar. I think I've given I've given a response to this question. As I said before, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud I did not give up on myself. I'm proud of not starting something and not being able to continue with it, because sometimes it is different from having an idea about something. It's also another thing to follow up with that thing and keep it going. So I'm just proud of myself in that area, not giving up on myself. I like this question. Oh, well, it may not be small for any other person, but raising your voice at me, I don't like it at all. Like, why should you be raising your voice at me? I don't like it. I get that you could be angry, then you have to raise your voice. Other than that, I don't like it. It's annoying. Well, sometimes giving up, humanly speaking, yes, but as a person, giving up an eye, not because when I get to remember my vision and why I started this thing, I cannot give up, because if you're giving up, then it doesn't work. You just have to keep trying to get it right. Just keep trying. To be frustrating and all, but you just have to keep doing it. My biggest goal with my content this year is that I honestly want to build a community, people that engage and love my content. And I also want my content to serve as an inspiration to anyone out there. I want them to know that it actually starts small and at the end of it becomes something big. So that's my goal when it comes to content this year. Crazy. I won't lie, sometimes low views could actually be very, very discouraging. But if you tend to tie your worth to the views, then you're not heading to anywhere. So I just ignore the views and focus on improving consistency. And that's just because if you get to tie your words to the numbers, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. So it's just for me to ignore the numbers, move on, improve, and consistent with my content. So if you get to post, then you actually miss the good part of it. So that is just it. Wow. Well, when it comes to content, I love the camera, as I said, though I'm a shy person. I love the camera. I love making memories. So, I mean, in our world of today, everyone is free to set up their cameras and, film depending on your content, whatever you want to do. So, I love the camera. So, that is what made me to start content creating. So, this particular question actually made me blush the first day I opened this question.
Person is actually too small, but anyway, first of all, I'm very determined. And once I set my mind on something, no matter how long it takes, I always want to achieve it. I always look forward to achieving it. That's it. There's no one sentence, it's too small. But anyway, majorly, that's just who I am. I feel most of us already know how content already goes because the majority of us are asking, have you ever felt like giving up? What does it feel like? This, that. Sincerely speaking, as a content creator, you always feel like you should give up at some point. But each time I get to remember the visions I have and why I started in the first place, it's not in my options to give up. I won't give up blue zone, to be very, very sincere. So you just have to keep going, ask God for the grace and the strength for you to just keep going because giving up is not an option. Right here. Okay, I feel at this point we are done with questions because what's left is kind of complimentary. In my opinion, it's kind of complimentary. Someone says, thank you. Seriously speaking, it has always been like that. I'm not one to always come out and be like, oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, I always just want to show the result. So the next question says, I feel this question is actually personal and I suspect it's from someone close. Who are your best girls? First of all, I'm not one to keep crowd of friends, just have few friends, close friends, and distance friends. So putting both close friends and distance friends together, they're just like a number. You're not even doing anything. I don't know why you look so nice. Okay. I never knew. Actually, no, I don't know how to hate people. All what I do is hate their attitude. Me, one opinion, hate is actually very, very heavy. So I don't just say I hate somebody, just say I hate the person's attitude. Thank you. Oh, wow. I love it too. I love you guys to see. Please do well to subscribe, do well to like, do well to comment, do well to share. Let me questions if there are any more questions. Okay, I think I'm done. Yeah, finally, we've come to the end of this video, you guys. I've had a very, very exhausting week. This week it was a whole lot. But when I remember that I had to make this video, I was like, no, I have to put myself together to just respond to these questions once and for all. You see any comments with procrastinating and posting to time, you can't post now, you can't do that now. So please do well to click on the button below this video, subscribe, like, comment, and share. I hope I answered each of your questions properly. If I didn't, do well to send your questions. We could actually have a part 2. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye! We don't need no rush, just shoot me in the moment.